For the back bodice pattern, we need a zipper allowance. So from this side of our pattern paper, we will go in 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters. We make this mark until the end of our pattern paper. Then we will connect all these points with a straight line. I will write zipper allowance. Then I will fold this in. Now this side of our pattern paper will be the center of the pattern. So I will write center back. On the top side, I will square to mark our guideline. For our neckline curve, I will place the tip of the tape measure on the center back on the guideline and go in 2.5 inches or 6.4 centimeters. I mark this. Then I will square this downwards. Then I will place the tip of the tape measure on the guideline and go down 1.5 inches or 3.8 centimeters. I will mark this. Then I will square this outwards. Then from the center back, I will go in 1 1/4 or 3.2 centimeters. On this corner, we will go up 1/2 of an inch or 1.3 centimeters. We mark this, and then we will connect all these points to form our neckline curve. The shoulder measurement for an extra large figure is 17 inches or 43 centimeters. We fold this once and we lay the tip of the tape measure on the center back on the guideline until 1/2 of the shoulder measurement. We mark this. Then we will square this with a colored pencil to 12 inches or 30.5 centimeters. For the shoulder slope, we will lay the tip of the tape measure on the guideline on 1/2 of the shoulder measurement, and we will go down 1 3/4 inches or 4.5 centimeters. We mark this. Then we will connect these 2 points with a straight line. Now we have our neckline and our shoulder line. Now that we have established our shoulder line, for the extra large figure, we need to make a neckline adjustment. So from this point, for the extra large figure, we will go out 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters. We mark this. Then, from this point, we will just connect up to this point for the new neckline curve. Now we will cross this out. This now is our new neckline curve, and this now is our shoulder line. We also cross this out. The armhole level for the extra large figure is 10.5 inches or 26.7 centimeters. We lay the tip of the tape measure from the guideline on 1/2 of the shoulder measurement, and we go down 10.5 inches or 26.7 centimeters. We mark this and we square this outwards. Now we have our armhole level and our bust level. The bust measurement for the extra large figure is 40 inches or 101.5 centimeters. We fold the tape measure twice to get 1/4 of the bust measurement. We lay the tip of the tape measure on the center back on the bust level and we mark 1/4 of the bust measurement. Remember that we borrowed 1/2 of an inch from the back bodice pattern and we added this to the front bodice pattern for the bust easing. So now we will have to remove this. This now will be our bust measurement for the back bodice pattern. To get the back chest level, we lay the tip of the tape measure on 1/2 of the shoulder measurement on the tip of the shoulder line and we fold the tape measure until the bust level. We get the center of the fold and this now will be the back chest level. We will square this outwards. The back chest measurement for an extra large figure is 16 inches or 40.5 centimeters. We fold the tape measure once to get 1/2 of the back chest measurement. We lay the tip of the tape measure on the center back on the back chest level and we mark 1/2 of the back chest measurement. With all these points, we can actually draw our armhole curve. But I will give you more points to work on. From this point to this point, we will connect these 2 points with a straight line and we will extend this straight line until the bust level. Now with this line, hopefully, it will be easier for us to draw the armhole curve for the back bodice pattern. We can actually run our line a little inside or outside, away from this mark to shape our armhole curve. The back figure measurement for the extra large figure is 16 inches or 40.5 centimeters. We lay the tip of the tape measure on the center of the shoulder line and on a slightly diagonal manner, we go down to 16 inches or 40.5 centimeters. We mark this. Then we will square this outwards. The waist measurement for the extra large figure is 34 inches or 86.5 centimeters. We fold the tape measure twice to get 1/4 of the waist measurement. We lay the tip of the tape measure on the center back on the waistline level and we mark 1/4 of the waist measurement. Now we have to add 1/4 of an inch for the waistline easing because on the front bodice pattern, we added a waistline easing of 1/4 of an inch or 0.6 centimeters. For the back bodice pattern, this waistline level is temporary. We have to follow the length of our side seam of the front bodice pattern. We do this first by closing the dart. We pin the dart lines together. Then, on our back bodice pattern, we will square this up to 2 inches or 5 centimeters. And we also square this down to 2 inches or 5 centimeters. Now we will lay this part of our front bodice pattern, the armhole and the side seam corner to this part of our back bodice pattern, the armhole and the side seam mark. We will lay this way and we will move the front bodice pattern until it touches this mark. We mark the end of the waist or the end of the side seam of the front bodice pattern. Now we will square this outwards. This now will be the waistline level. We will cross this out. To get the side seam for the back bodice pattern, we will connect this point to this point with this side of our curve ruler. We have now completed the back bodice pattern. We need to check if all our measurements are correct before we cut the final pattern. But since we created the hidden dart on the front bodice pattern, on the area of the armhole, we have to do the same for the back bodice pattern. We will mark 1/2 of an inch or 1.3 centimeter dart allowance. Then we will draw 2 vanishing lines to create a dart. Since this is a hidden dart, we have to permanently close this by taping the dart lines together. Then, we will reshape this area of our armhole curve. We can now cut the final pattern of our back bodice for an extra large figure. We have kept the zipper allowance folded so that it can follow the shape of the neckline curve. This now is the final pattern of our back bodice for an extra large figure.